It shows that you're engaging with them, and it shows that you are being part of the conversation and that you have an opinion. And that is part of what leadership is. Hi everyone, and welcome to my living room. I just decided to change things up today for today's video, so I hope you like it. I wanted to talk a little bit about the end of my second month as a junior software engineer at Novatech Consulting. So as you know, at the end of my first month, I released a video to let everyone know how it was going, what I was doing, etc. So here I am, end of my second month, and I thought I should give you a little update. So the first thing is that I said in my last video that I had been working through Java and Kotlin. So what we ended up doing in our second month was actually moving on to creating our own little project, and we made a real estate search web app. So we actually made the back end first. So we had two services, a user microservice and a property or building microservice. And then we had to mix those together. We had a list of favorites, etc. And of course, all of these were microservices APIs, so we could do CRUD operations on them. That was great. We did that, and then we started learning Angular in order to create the front end. During this process, I kind of just naturally fell into the role of being the kind of lead, I suppose, for our little group of four. Our group of four was made up of two junior software engineers, myself included, and also two students or interns who were working with us. So we were all kind of learning this stuff together, working our way through it, and I was kind of acting as a halfway point between the technical lead of the Talent Hub, which is where we're based at the moment as we learn everything, and then the team itself. So this role kind of came very naturally to me, but what I didn't realize is that by taking that role and by showing that initiative, I actually caught the eye of the technical lead of our two projects. So the two actual projects we'll be working on, we're going to start working on those as developers next week. By kind of showing that initiative and working well as a team, and I suppose also because of the technical ability that I showed, because I do learn tech stuff pretty quickly, as anyone who was in my course can vouch. So I think because of all those things put together, I've actually been asked to be trained up to be the technical lead of these two projects. So the technical lead himself and the project manager have both kind of come to me through my unit lead and asked me if I would be interested in being trained up to be the technical lead for these two projects, essentially as the right-hand woman, so to speak, of the current technical lead, and therefore also be able to take over from him should he need to go on leave or take holidays or be in training. Then I could kind of step into that role as mentor and lead, the person who checks all the merge requests and onboards new members, that kind of stuff. So there's a whole lot behind it. It's super exciting. I know the natural next question is, have I gotten a promotion or a raise? Well, not officially, but spoiler alert, I'm definitely going to be talking about it further down the line. Obviously, I'm still in my probation period, so I'm not really in a position to be making any demands in that regard, but I'm guessing that if I do a good job and I prove myself as having the right technical and people skills, then with any luck, that would come along with it. So still TBC, but hopefully that's in the works. The natural next question I'm sure you have is, what tips could I give to other juniors to help them perhaps find themselves in positions where they're being noticed? The natural first thing I can say is, of course, to really take in what you're learning on a technical side. I think that's the easiest thing for developers to understand and to do. I would say the less easy thing to do, especially as someone new to a company, is to ask lots of questions and give lots of feedback. I've spoken about this before, and I know it is easier said than done, but I really do believe that the people who end up in senior positions are people who are not only able to receive critical feedback, and by that I mean constructive criticism, of course, but who are also able to give it. This honesty, this open communication is super important, and it is one of, I think, the core things that juniors and students don't do because they are too nervous, or they don't want to look bad, or they don't want to seem critical. But the problem is that if you do that, then no one ever really knows where your head is at, right? No one really knows where you stand on anything. So it's really important that as a junior or as a student or as an intern or whatever, that you put your hand up and say, hey, I don't understand this. Hey, I have a problem with this. Or hey, why did you do it that way? Because it seems to me that this other way would be better, right? You can say all this stuff. Anyone who is in a senior position is there because they are used to having these conversations. It shows that you're engaging with them, and it shows that you are being part of the conversation and that you have an opinion. And that is part of what leadership is. Being able to have an opinion, take responsibility for that opinion, but also being able to change your opinion when good information comes in, right? So that's the first thing, or maybe the second thing. The third thing I would say is people skills. Yeah, I know I'm an extrovert, so maybe you're like, oh, I don't have that kind of personality, so it's easy for her to say. Yeah, you know, I get it. But I will say that a smile goes a long way. Just asking people how they're going, saying good work when they do things well, congratulating them when they have successes, thanking them when they help you. These are little things, but they build up into team, like a team. That is how teams are formed. That's how strong social bonds are created, is just by noticing little things, doing little things for each other, and really being appreciative for that and for each other. I would also say part of that is trying not to interrupt people. This is something I used to do a lot. I used to be so excited to say my opinion and to be part of a conversation that I would jump in. But unfortunately, by jumping in, I would often jump on top of people and on top of their opinions. This is something I've worked on a lot over the last few years. So if you have that problem, just give yourself a moment. When you feel like saying something, just stop for a second, give everyone else a moment, take a breath. And then if there's a gap, feel free. It's great. As I said, I encourage people to be part of the conversation, to give their opinions. I think it's great. I think it's the best way to build a team. But of course, you have to ensure that everyone gets a chance to speak. On that note, the other thing I often try to do is if I notice that someone else hasn't said anything, then I'll often direct a question to them. So someone might say, oh, Anna, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? And I'll say, I don't know. What do you think, John? You know, maybe John's been quiet for a while, and especially in the time of Zoom where you can't see if people are actively engaged, you can't see them nodding or shaking their heads sometimes. It's really important to do this. It shows those quieter people that you notice them and that you want their opinion and that you value their opinion, but also it ensures that no one kind of, relaxes too much. So I would say that's generally the tips I would give. If you have any questions, feel free to ask below. I'm obviously so excited that I've been noticed and picked up for this kind of opportunity. I really love the team I'm working with. I get along great with everyone. So far, anyway. I've only been there 2 months, so plenty of time for that to go wrong. But for now, anyway, it's going really great. And yeah, overall, I'm feeling really happy. I feel like my abilities have been noticed, both technical and social, and that's obviously a very nice feeling to be noticed. I'm also excited because my longtime Twitter friend, Olena begins on Monday at Novatech with us as a junior software engineer. So I'm also going to get to work with her. I'm so excited. I recommended her for the position. She went through the interviews on her own and did an amazing job. Apparently she just rocked this React interview that she had. So I'm so excited to be working with her and to help her discover the world of Java and Kotlin as well. So yeah, a lot of exciting times ahead. I'm excited about leading squad. So we're also dividing the team into squads. I'm going to be one of 4 squad leaders too. So that's very exciting. I'll get to have my own little team of folk who I can work with and guide and help. Some of them have more experience in the project than I do, so it'll be a two-way communication. They'll be teaching me hopefully a lot, and I'll be helping them hopefully a lot as well. So it's really great. I'm really looking forward to the start of the new month, and with any luck, I'll have lots of great things to say after my third month. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!